This is how to take an applied credit off of an invoice. I received a check for $2,265.02 for this invoice number 150460, and I realized that they don't owe that much. So I did a little digging and I went to their payment history and I right click on apply to, because these are the invoices that have been applied to. I put in that number that I just copied, and I see here that a credit has already been applied to that. That probably happened in the store while a credit went through and they're like, well, whoever knows, who knows. At any rate, we don't want to apply it yet because the customer did not want to apply it yet. They chose to send a check for the whole amount. So in order to unapply that, first of all, we have to know what our document number is. So it's 1420, that's the document payment number. We're going to go to, open item, and we're going to click in that document number of 1420. I'm sorry, 1420, not 1402. And I'm going to push display. Now, it didn't find it in store 1. I know that right here it says it's store F. So I'm going to say yes, and I'm going to choose store F and change display again. Now here's what it's been applied to. I'm simply going to delete that number and push change. And now when I close it out and push enter, that amount is not credited anymore. You'll see that credit over here, the unapplied payments of $935.22. That's an open credit now, which can be applied whenever they want to do that. Sometimes, and I see here that they already paid an invoice and then they paid another check for the same invoice. Eventually I'm going to have to call them and say, hey, you guys have this credit over here, where do you want this applied? When I do that, it's a whole nother ball game. I'll have to make a whole separate invoice for it because these are payments. I can't just write them like a credit memo for that payment amount. It has to be done a different way that they'll accept it. Now this credit amount, when I click it, it automatically opens the invoices to say, hey, where do you want to apply this? At any rate, in order to find this credit, I would Control R, and then I would scroll down to where I found it, and here it is right here. I know that's because document 1420, the same date, and the total is the same. Sometimes the total is not the same. That means that that credit's already been partially applied somewhere else. At any rate, we are not going to apply that credit anymore. I'm going to go to Open Invoices, and I see here now that that particular invoice that they wanted to pay, this is the amount of the check that they're paying, all is well, and I'll end up applying this check like they wanted it to be applied. They probably have this credit at their office sitting there waiting to be applied somewhere in the future, but they kind of jumped the gun and applied they could have actually written this check and the next day came in, returned that item, and got a credit for it. So I try to do it the way the customer asked to do it, and this is the best way to change the credit when it has been applied incorrectly. It does not work for checks this way. That'll have to be a different video.